Everyone, I'm Dr. Milind. Hope you're doing well. So, through this video series, we are bringing you a lot of inspirational stories of the students who got excellent rank in this INICET. So, today we have with us Dr. Krutarth, who have scored an incredible rank of 66 in this May session INICET. Hi, Krutarth. Welcome to this interview. Please introduce yourself.
Hi, sir. So I'm Dr. Krutarth. I'm originally from Gandhinagar, Gujarat, and I did my MBBS from SMIME Medical College, Surat. Uh, and I was originally preparing for NEET, but due to the NEET PG postponement, I got a chance to study for INICET 2 in January. So I started preparing for it, and uh,
It
right
happened
now we
all
are
right.
here talking with you.
Yes.
Yeah.
So tell us about when did you start your preparation? Any classes you joined during your MBBS days, and what was your strategy during this period?
So I started in my third first. I started DEMS classes, the offline DEMS classes.
Hmm.
So I just attended the first class, and Corona came. So the classes were shut off, and I wasn't. It took some time for them to adjust to the online classes too. So I had attended a class on ortho, and that was the first class. And for 2 3 months, nothing happened, so my preparation was also uh, stopped there only. And we were assigned corona duties, so that happened for 2 3 months. And after that, again, DEM started. So my main preparation source was DEMS.
Hmm.
And in my internship year, I took Marrow Plan C because I thought some new topics I wasn't going to be able to attend DEMS classes while my internship was going on. So if there was some updates, or if I felt this topic, I needed to solve MCQs too. So Marrow has some definitely some better modules, so identifying those topics, and if something is not in the main notes, I could add them with those Marrow videos or all of that. So I did that throughout my internship, and I already had my notes.
Yes.
So 80% of that job was done. So throughout my internship, I tried to revise as many times I could, and then give this.
Okay. And how was like you told us about your source? How did your day look like? When you were preparing, like how you made the timetable? If I have to make a timetable since morning till the evening, how did you make it? Like how did you approach your theory and MCQs and also a grant test? A lot of students, they ask about grant test. So tell us about these three factors.
So I think I'm the most unorganized person. Like I can't even follow if I make a schedule hourly, or I can't follow that. So my main thing was my first 3 months were very hectic. My first three postings were medicine, surgery for the first 3 months.
Mhm.
Medicine and surgery were there. So during those 3 months, I did only MCQs because we have very hectic 28 hours duties in surgery, a constant 24 or 12-hour duty in medicine,
Mhm.
twice a week. And normal days we have to go for 6 to 8 hours. So I did only MCQs and previous year question papers. So uh, I got a baseline, and you can see a pattern if you are only solving MCQs for some time. You can see a pattern that the what they are asking. So I solved NEET and INICET MCQs during those 3 months. And if I got a chance on Saturday or Sunday, I read. But I never had that a pattern that I would divide my day in this. And I've seen very so many toppers talk about it, but it was not doable for me. Even my sleep pattern was not good because I remember it's always been haphazard. Sometimes I used to study at night, sometimes I used to study during the day. But I made sure that I am studying at least, even in the most hectic days, I'm studying 2 3 hours.
Mhm.
Because if that grip is lost, no, if you it's very hard to make a comeback again.
Yes, and that's very nicely put, Pratap, because that is what the message I would also want to give the students, that your best might look different every day. That does not mean that, as he is saying, that nobody is able to study 12 or 14 hours every day. As he said that sometimes he would study just 3 4 hours, but he would make sure, he has done his job for that day. And that grip is something that he said about, that he should not lose that continuity, and that should not be broken. And that is, I think, a very important point that you put forward. So what was your strategy while reading your notes? Like, did you follow your class notes? And for MCQs, what did you do?
So I think as many platforms you have, doing MCQs from them is the best thing you can do, because every platform has its own style of MCQs. When you choose e-medicos DEMS, you will see more of a human touch in them. They are more clinically oriented
Mhm.
sometimes. They are more. I have seen that DEMS has harder MCQs.
Mhm.
So that was
Modified. Mhm.
so you can, when you do it from a platform, no, you will see a same pattern also. So you might get a false ego boost. Okay, I'm getting more right.
Mhm. Mhm.
So it would be helpful if you have those, and if you don't, it's also okay, because it's never possible to complete even one platform's question bank.
Yes, true.
So I used to do both of those. Firstly, I solved, as I said, I solved previous year questions. You get an idea of what modules are important based on that. Then you can do modules based on them. So I think that's the best way to go. Because if you blindly solve 800, 900 modules, it's not going to be possible, even in a year.
Okay. And like, how many hours did you allotted, like, for MCQs? Was there any specific time period, or as you said, it was like haphazard? Like, for you, you said, like, anytime you felt like I want
Yes,
to solve
sir.
MCQs, you went with that.
Yes, sir. It's a haphazard only. But it was like, if I don't want to study, the best thing I can do for that day is MCQs.
Hmm.
And I think it's uh, the best motivation to, when you get some MCQs wrong which you have studied or you've forgotten, that also motivates you. If you don't want to study during, so if you wake up feeling like I can't study today, you just solve MCQs. After solving, it's a guarantee, after solving 100 MCQs you will feel like studying, because
That is,
you've forgotten that.
yes, that is very actually nicely put, and it's, I think, a very good advice for the students, because I get a query, and I think you'll also get a query from a lot of students, that they're not getting that motivation, they're not getting that boost to start studying. And see, there's not something, no matter how much motivational videos you watch, but you have to keep it going. And one of the way that he has said, start doing MCQs, because for MCQs you need that concentration for one MCQ, then you are going into another topic or another MCQ. So that, that interest is there, you are engaged to that, and slowly your interest will be built in the studies, and you will start studying for more hours. So I think that is a very important point that you have put forward, and it will definitely help a lot of students. Now, now you say that when we look at you, you have a rank 66 in a such a prestigious exam. But did you doubt yourself, like, during preparation? Did you feel, that I won't be able to do that, and all negativity that is around you? Did it affect you during this journey?
uh, uh, Negativities, I feel I'm a I'm a very realistic person, so I don't take it as negativity. I take it as I try to balance things out, because I know people used to, our residents, even our sirs used to tell us that you will have to take a drop. And I have seen so many residents tell me, I used to keep a book with me during my residency. So whenever I have free time, I can read. But they used to tell me it's not possible. We've also done this, and this is not possible. You will have to take a drop. So that is also in your mind. People who you admire are telling you that you have to take a drop if you want to study better. So, but you have to keep on challenging yourselves. Some days, as I told, you won't be able to study, because if there is a 28-hour duty, it will take 2, 3 days of your, just to get back. But you have to understand that happens with everyone. And I think uh, I'm also from a private medical college. So even if in our college someone gets into government medical college, that's a great thing too.
Hmm.
So no one has been to AIMS. So this was a very pleasant surprise. I was really not. I was getting good. good ranks in the INICET mocks and all of that. So that was confidence for me. But before giving those tests, I had never thought about it.
Yes, and definitely, your story and the way that you have, got this success, definitely, going to inspire a lot of students in many ways. And that is what I tell student as well. Just I want to make one point. If we look at the Krutarth theory, I always tell that I release lot of planners on my channel. There are a lot of medical YouTubers telling you how to study, giving you planner. But there is one personal touch that you have to give to your preparation that no one is going to teach you, and that will get you into the cream rank. We can teach you how to get into top 1000, maybe top 2000 or top 5000, but if you want to break into this cream layer of 200, I'll say you have to add that personal touch as as he has added. And I think definitely you have made your college proud, your parents proud, and everyone around you proud, and we are definitely proud of you. Tell us about the exam day, because see, preparation is 50%, but I think it's very important because he said his target was NEET PG, but he wrote a very good, I'm sure he wrote a very good INICT paper, and we are seeing the result. So what was in your mind while attempting a paper? How many questions to attempt, and how did you face the exam?
So I had seen the toppers videos and all of that. So I knew I had to attend 190 plus. Everyone was saying 190 plus is a must. If you are attempting less than 190, you are out of the game from the beginning. Because unlike NEET, this is a very it has a lesser strike rate. But this time, as you can see, the marks have gone up.
Yes,
They
yes.
had asked less weird topics. So this was very it was nearer to NEET. You can say this was the first time they had made an exam that was very similar to NEET. Not exactly, but very similar.
Yes, yes.
Uh, so, but as you said, exam is 50% of it, and preparation is 50% of it. And the exam day was very bad for me because I couldn't sleep at night, and I live in a hostel, so I had to go there, and I was so scared because we are the first batch that hasn't even given our NEET.
Hmm.
This is the first time I'm giving an exam, a competitive exam after 5.5, 6 years. So I was so scared. I reached early, and I used to complete my sets in 30 minutes. If there's a 42-minute, 30, 35 minutes was max for me. I can complete my set. I can see all those questions again. But my first set was full of anatomy. First 15, 20 questions, half of them were anatomy. And anatomy was very hard this time. So I didn't know so many of them. And I got so scared. I lost so much time in that first set, and it affected my first and second set both. That I made some very, very silly mistakes that while you're preparing, you would think that you can't make those mistakes. How could you forget? Like one question was there, very simple question, a calcium, triple phosphate crystal was asked. And what happened to me? I saw that as a envelope shaped crystal, and I marked the calcium oxalate.
Hmm.
And there were 4, 5 such questions that were very easy, like anyone would have marked them right. But so I thought definitely I'm out of the game right now, because I think if you are making a silly mistake, if you are making a hard mistake, you are in the playing field only. But if you are making a silly mistakes, it will cost you a rank of 100 or a rank of 1,000 sometimes.
So, and I think the way you have framed this answer, and your experience that you have just shared with us about the exam day, this is what I also want to again highlight to the students. If you are true with the preparation, if you are honest with your ways, and see, the sometimes answers are very easy if you ask how to prepare and how to get into top ranks. This is the first exam he wrote. He had no prior. Sometimes the first attempt is the best attempt. That is what he proved. And I again not hearing any fancy words that he has done. He had just done a simple preparation, was honest with his preparation during internship days, and that is something has paid off finally in his in his INICT exam. I also want to know that what were the number of revisions that you did, and like how did you plan your revisions during this preparation?
Yeah, so one thing I was sure about was that I am doing this in my internship year. So I will have less time. So my main focus was to revise at least 5 or 6 times in the first 10 months that I have. And I was lucky that NEET got postponed.
Hmm.
And due to that, INI set was, I had 1 or 2 months more to prepare.
Yes.
So I was ahead 3, 4 months in my preparation. So I had read my main notes 5 to 6 times. Then my main thing was to read some important topics from the main notes, and I had DAMS DVT. So if I don't know something, or I just went through it, if there's some important topic that's not in my notes, if there's something new, so I could read it in the last few days. So 6 to 7 revisions, I think, are a must to remember
Things
the
correctly
whole
and
thing well,
learn
because
from
these
them.
are 19 subjects.
Yes, and again, I want to say something that a lot of students again, they keep asking, ki, what is the formula? How some people succeed and some do not. So you can see, these things do not happen overnight. Happen overnight. You can see the dedication and the hard work he has put in for so much of during this period. And I'm sure now this story is going to inspire a lot of you. So, is there any message you want to give? Because a lot of students, they are anxious because INICET result came to surprise for many, and because there was a lot of clustering because paper was maybe on the easier side, as you said, as it was more of a neat type of pattern. So some students are heartbroken. So what do you want to tell them, like in next few days? What should be their strategy to give their best for in the NEET PG?
I think not losing hope is the best thing you can do. Because when you lose hope, you will lose at least 5 to 10 days of your time. But if you don't have to lose hope. And I don't think INI set and NEET results will mirror themselves. Because the people who will lose hope after even getting a good rank, they will be out of the game. And those who have gotten a good rank, some of them won't appear. Some of them will appear but won't have the gusto this time. And someone who has worked hard uh, from the next day of INI set, I think he's very much in the game. And as I said, the exams don't mirror the results. 90% of the time don't mirror themselves. Each year there are new people who are scoring, who have completely different scores. I even know your story. You had completely different scores.
Yes.
So it can happen.
Yeah, it can, and this is what again I want to tell you that if you are scared that if your INICET results was bad, don't worry. You can still turn the tables in NEET PG, and you can still get a good rank. So I think you have amazing story, and I am inspired. I am also thrilled, after hearing you, and I'm sure a lot of students are going to, inspired by this story, and when they're preparing for the exam, they'll definitely look up to you. So thank you so much, Kutat, for joining us, and I wish you
Thank you so much, sir.
success in future. And thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you, sir.